Can I?
You can go ahead.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
You're a little soft. Otherwise, it's okay.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, we can go ahead.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. I am Toastmaster Sangeeta, the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. And I welcome each and everyone to the 31st meeting of WIN Toastmaster Club. Before we move ahead with the session, I would like to introduce 3 ground rules and request each and everyone to kindly follow it. First, switch off your mic and turn on your cameras and speak only when asked to. Second, refrain yourself from talking about sex, religion, and politics in a derogatory manner. Third, avoid the usage of abbreviation. For example, instead of addressing someone as TMOD, use Toastmaster of the Day, or addressing someone as TM Charulata, use Toastmaster Charulata. Since we all are connected through virtual podium, there might be a possibility of technical glitch or you might get disconnected. Don't panic, you'll be reconnected within seconds. All our Toastmaster meetings have been recorded and been uploaded to YouTube. In case you miss it, you can have access to our videos. So let's get started with a great session. But before I leave this virtual podium, let me introduce someone who is blessed with both beauty and brain. She is intelligent, she's sweet, she's energetic and cheerful. She has accomplished and have knowledge of lot of things. Ladies, give a big round of applause for our president, Toastmaster Ruchira.
Thank you so much, Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Sangeeta, for that wonderful introduction. Please keep a round of applause going for our acting Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Sangeeta for playing her role so expertly. Now, welcome, ladies, as our Sergeant at Arms has already mentioned, to our 30th chapter meet of WIN Toastmasters Club. And it seems like it was just yesterday that we just started, and look at us about 6 months into our journey at Toastmasters. Now, because we don't have any guests here today, I'll skip the guest introduction and I'll move straight to the little bit of a story that I share. So, when medicine laureate and Nobel Prize winner Rita Levy won the Nobel Prize, she turned 100 years old in April of 2009. But it was her fascinating life experiences and achievements during these 100 years that were definitely a cause to celebrate, because she discovered something called a nerve growth factor, for which she was awarded the Nobel Prize. And along with that, she was also serving in the Senate of the Italian Senate. Now, when she was answering an interview about how it felt like at her age of 100, or what her day was like, she said that at the age of 100, her day could be summarized as follows. I sleep for a maximum of 5 hours. I eat about once or twice a day at lunchtime, and that helps me keep my brain active. Perhaps these are some routines that we might consider if we want to live that long, or at least live a healthy, happy life that long. But that's not the reason why I'm telling you about her story today. Now, the story of her, the reason why I chose to speak about her is because there is a quote by her which really motivated me, and I felt that it connected a lot with my Toastmasters journey and something we can all identify with. This is what she said. If I die tomorrow or in a year, it is the same. It is the message that you leave behind you that counts. Now, why I believe this is something that all of us as Toastmasters can relate to is that often when we come with our speeches, whether prepared or in table topics or in any kind of role, we're often told by our evaluators that there should be some takeaway or a message for the audience. And at first, I used to struggle with the reason why. Why can't I just give an informative speech and be done with it? I'm imparting some amount of knowledge. But then this quote helped me realize that it is the message that we leave behind that really tells our story. So when you come to Toastmasters and you begin telling your story, remember that that story can also act as a message. So as we go into the session today, I'd like to encourage each and every one of you to remember, whether it's your prepared speech or it's your table topic, leave the audience with your personal message. Now, to take the session forward, we have with us someone who would be acting as an anchor for the session. Now, this lady would be taking up the role of Toastmaster of the Day for the first time, but I'm sure that it won't seem that way. Now, she is someone who I would introduce in two ways, in terms of a personal way as well as a professional way. I've known her as an auntie ever since I was about 6 or 7 years old. And I reconnected with her all these years later when WIN Toastmasters came into being. And it has been such a pleasure to know her in both her personal and professional capacity. She has also recently joined the extended WIN PR team and is the one behind all those interesting captions that you see every week. Please join me in welcoming our Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster. Shall I reveal it or do I keep it as X? Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Good evening, all. All the Toastmasters, and since there are no guests, today I would tell you something about a phase of life which we all have crossed. And before I start saying about it, I want to ask you a few questions. Has it ever happened to you that you craved to eat something when already your dinner and lunch is ready? Suddenly, you wanted to play something, a game like Ludo, or watch a movie which you have seen many times. I'm sure it has happened with all of us. This is because we, no matter what our age is, still have a child within us. And that child does not want to follow any rules, that does not want to know what dinner is prepared or what is the routine. They want to go out. Maybe sometimes with age, with experience, that child has become quiet. But the child is still there. It is there with me. It is there with you. It is there with all of us. So today, let's go back to that childhood, which was fun, which was like a dream, and which was exciting. I would like to ask Toastmaster Charulata, what is your one line about your childhood?
Hi, good evening. My childhood, I would say, a pampered girl by her father.
Okay, yeah, that is with us. We definitely have something to share about our childhood, and our childhood haunts us. It brings us back all those memories, where we have our relatives, our parents, our friends, everyone. And let's hear some more people. Can we have Toastmaster? Can we have President, ma'am? Toastmaster Ruchira, can you say a line about your childhood?
All right. I think my childhood was something I remember as I'm very free, very happy, and a lot of playing involved in it, which I'm happy to say is still there.
Yes, childhood is something which immediately brings a smile to our face. And with the memories of our childhood, you will see we can relate many things. What is happening to us now? Like when we are eating something, we go back to those days and we go back to those memories where we might have fought with someone while eating that. Or maybe my mother cooked something better than what I can cook today. So it's all about those memories coming fresh every day. And let's see what Toastmaster Priya has to say about her childhood. One line, Toastmaster Priya.
Sure. I was little naughty. I used to bury my brother's specs under the soil when we fight together. That is what I am remembering.
With the naughtiness, what I used to do, Toastmaster Priya, I used to tell my sister, I used to make the whole room dark and tell my sister, come very near. And she used to get so scared. only with the darkness of the room, and the entire bedroom was white. And I just used to tell her, come, come, come closer. And she used to get frightened. So it's about those small things. If I now go and tell her, come, come, but come closer, she won't. But that time she used to get scared. So let's talk about more on childhood. But before that, I would like to introduce the general evaluator today. Now, my first meeting as a guest, she came as a general evaluator. And after my table topics, she told me that I need to put some personal experience. I took it very seriously. And all my table topics, I tried to put some personal experience. The second time, she came as a speaker and she decoded herself. I got to know how she wanted to be a motivational speaker. And then eventually, she came into Toastmaster and taught people to talk in English. She is none other than the new DTM, Dahlia Tucker.
Thank you so much. And let's keep it going for the wonderful Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mahashweta. Ma'am, it is so amazing to see that so many of us actually remember the small details that we see from one another's life. I it's mesmerized me to see that you remember my speech where I decoded myself and I gave in win. So it's so wonderful to always see all of you being such active listeners and being there for one another. And thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Now let's start the general evaluation session by just saying what I am going to do. So evaluation is something that we all need. Where am I going wrong? What can I do better? How am I going to improve? These are the questions that Toastmasters makes sure you get answered to. So all of us are going to get all these answers that we have in our minds. How to improve step by step every single time. And to do this amazing and mammoth task with me, I am going to have a team of wonderful 4 role players. We will be seeing and observing each and every person who's come up to the podium and give the general evaluation towards the end of the session, where all the speeches and all the table topic sessions are done. Starting off with the first role player that I have is the timer for today. We have Toastmaster Priya. Ma'am, the stage is all yours.
Can you hear me? Dear fellow Toastmasters, do you believe time management plays a very important role in our lives? I am sure you do, as it is needed at your workplace, exam preparation, or any other time-oriented activity. A Toastmaster meeting also utilizes time as a tool. It starts and ends with a given time to cover all the segments properly. Today, I am going to play the role of a timer, where my role is to keep track on the time taken by each speaker during icebreaker, prepared speeches, evaluations, and table topics. I have 3 cards to green, yellow, and red. I will raise the green card at the minimum time, the yellow card at the mean time, and the red card at the maximum time. Today we have only icebreaker. There is time limit of only 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I will show the yellow card, and at 6 minutes, the red card. For evaluation, I will show, for evaluation, there is time limit of 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At at 2 minutes 30 seconds the yellow card, and at 3 minutes at the red card. There is a 30-second grace period for the upper and lower limit both in icebreakers, evaluation, and evaluations. There is a for table topics. There is a time limit of 1 to 2 minutes with grace period of 30 seconds only at upper limit. At 1 minute, I will show the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, the red card. I will present my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you. Over to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priya. That was a very detailed and wonderfully described role of the timer. And ma'am, will you be sharing the screen or the virtual sharing?
Okay,
Could you just...
okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Eva, sorry.
Absolutely no issues.
Okay,
You can
okay. Wait, I'm doing. Sorry, wait.
Toastmaster Priya, there is no need to panic. We can come back to you around, say,
Okay.
after we have done the role of the rest 3 role players.
Is that no clear? Is that no?
Sorry, ma'am.
Wait a minute, please. I'm
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now it's visual?
Yes, ma'am, it is clearly visible.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And please do not panic. It's completely fine, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
Moving on to the second role player of the day, who plays an extremely important and integral part in all our speaking activities and is going to keep account of everything that we say. And that is none other than the R counter for the day, which is Toastmaster Nilu Sharma. Ma'am, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Today I'm playing the role of R counter. Ouch. No, not that. I would be count whenever you use as a crutch word or filler words. Yes, my role as R counter is to note and keep track of words and sounds used as a crutch or pause fillers by anyone who speaks during the meeting. The use of inappropriate interjection such as and, will, but, so, like, as well as sound like will be met with an audible click. I will note any uses of the crutch or filler words and pauses, and I will give my report when called to do so. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nilu. That was a wonderful and very appropriate description of your role. And you can introduce humor in places like no other. So kudos to you for doing that. Moving on to the third role play of today, we have the Grammarian. We have Toastmaster Arya Chakrabarti with us. Ma'am, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Good evening, all the Toastmasters. I'm back after a long time as a grammarian for today. And as a grammarian, I will be noting down the good uses of English grammar and the not so good uses of English grammar in today's session. And I would like to share the word of the day for today. And keeping in the mind today's theme, I have kept the word as, I will share my screen. I have kept the word as reminiscence, which means a story told about a past event remembered by the narrator. For example, his reminiscences of his early days in Parliament. Or there is another meaning, a characteristic of one thing that is suggestive of another. For example, his first works are too full of reminiscences of earlier poetry. So since we will be reminiscing about our childhood today, so the word of the day is reminiscence. I would encourage everyone to use the word today. And back to you, Madam General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arya. One more thing I would like everybody to note that the grammarian will also be noting down all the good usages and not so good usages of grammar, which will be told throughout this session. And I would encourage everybody to use the word of the day. And every time the word of the day is used, we can use a virtual thumbs up or a virtual clap to encourage the speaker who's using it. And now, moving on to the last tag role player that I have with us, one of the most fantastic role players, which brings about energy in the entire meeting, and that is being paid. That is the role of an listening master or active listener, which is been played by Toastmaster Vandana. Ma'am, the stage is all yours.
Hello, everyone. Actually, I didn't know I also have to give my introduction, but I will just have a look in the entire meeting and the sentences or the words used by some participants or anyone in that meeting, I will ask at the last of this meeting. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator Dalia.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vandana. We can stop the screen share, Toastmaster Arya, if possible.
Yes, I'm trying to do that. Actually, it got stuck.
No issues at all. Moving on. So with my amazing team, we are going to evaluate and make sure that all of us leave the meeting with some sort of a feedback, which will make us better speakers in the future while giving most constructive feedback possible to everybody. So I would like to hand back the task and hand back the virtual podium to our wonderful Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mahashweta. Ma'am, you can go ahead.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. Now, before I start introducing the evaluator and speaker, we all know our childhood is not complete without a game. We all have played, and especially in those days, we used to play a lot. We used to play with our friends, and on Sundays, we used to play with our parents or grandparents, whoever stayed with us. It was Ludo, Carom. There were plenty of games which we used to play. And before I introduce today the speaker and general evaluator, I would like to show you a picture. Now, this lady, as her name suggests, she is an emerald beauty. And whoever comes in the shining rays of her beauty, a moment, please. And whoever comes in her rays also shines. Can you see the picture? Can you all see the picture?
Yes.
Okay. So you have all seen the picture? Can I
Yes.
stop sharing? Yeah. Who can say who is this lady? Who is this Toastmaster?
Mahashweta.
Arya.
Okay. More some?
Charulata. Toastmaster Charu.
Charu. Charu.
Some more. She's an emerald.
She's
Sorry?
Toastmaster Nilu, I guess.
Nilu.
Okay. I have given you enough.
Toastmaster Jayati.
Okay, no more chances. No more chances. It is Toastmaster Panna Reshmire. Okay. And now, I would show you the picture of another Toastmaster. Wherever she is, does not matter. She has a bong connection. One of Satyajit Ray's movie is in her name.
Charu.
Okay?
Yeah.
Please see her photograph first.
Charulata.
Toastmaster Charu.
Okay. And one more, only one more. This one. She does all her roles so perfectly. An English teacher. Who is she?
Toastmaster Amrita.
Amrita.
Shruti.
Yes, you are right. So, before I do anything more, I would like to introduce our evaluator, Toastmaster Charulata. Toastmaster Charulata, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you,
Yeah.
Toastmaster of the day.
She will be evaluating Toastmaster Amrita. So,
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster of the day. A very good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters. Today, my speaker, Toastmaster Amrita, will be delivering her icebreaker speech. And Toastmaster Amrita, for your first speech project, you will introduce yourself to your fellow club members and give them some information about your background, interest, and ambition. The objectives of this speech are to begin speaking before an audience and to discover speaking skills you already have and the skills that need some attention. And this speech should have a clear beginning, body, and a conclusion. Timer, please take a note of the speech duration. It's 4 to 6 minutes. Toastmaster Amrita, now we are inquisitive to know more about you. So wishing you all the very best. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
thank you. Now, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Amrita, and her speech title is Lingua Sparks. Toastmaster Amrita, the virtual podium is all yours.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the day. Thank you so much, my evaluator, Toastmaster Charulata. A reminiscence from LKG days. A Hindi recitation contest in school. Around 200 parents seated with big smiles and scanning eyes. It was my turn. I walked forward hesitant and looked around for two reasons. Firstly, to find my parents, their familiar faces. The second, to look around for those scanning eyes who were there to judge my capabilities and to award me a tag. I stood in front of a standing mic and began. After a couplet, a teacher came, adjusted the mic. I ignored and continued. But inside, I was blaming her for spoiling my performance. And I walked out. The event ended. Winners awarded. I wasn't there. Ego, esteem, self-respect, everything all crumbled at once. And I was overwhelmed seeing my parents at the end of the event, started crying. They tried to explain there were others who were better, and then finally graduated to tell me I wasn't audible at all. I was probably mumbling to myself. And then this made me all the more miserable. And seeing me like this, my headmistress came forward and gave me this. My first consolation prize. That's how I see it today. I grew and appeared for several oral recitation reading exams. And coming from a father who was very well-read, linguistic, and a mother who was an academician herself and had keen interest in literature, I always left a mark with everyone. But my fear for stage wasn't ever gone. It's just around the corner somewhere. And it resurfaced every time I had to deliver that prayer service in front of the entire school. And this made me miserable. It was around the same time to get friendly and deceive the language barriers with small toddlers in the neighborhood. I picked up Marathi as a language. And at home, this was all at home. And in the school, I chose French as an extracurricular activity. With both these languages, whatever bits I could gather, it gave me a boost. And I went on to pick up bits of Bengali from the neighbors at Catherine. As my fascination for language was growing, I was chosen in school for a play, and I played the role of Ragini Devi. I gathered all my courage, multiplied the Bihari in me, and came out as the showstopper in that play, and that soared my confidence. And I began to present seminars in my college. I was one of the few. I was giving my last paper for my graduations. The same day, I was offered a job in a BPO. I was trained in American and British accents. And that was nice. I felt good. The competition and ambition inside me impelled me to pick up Spanish from a translation website. And before I could realize, I was taking Spanish course. As God has his own way of testing us, I faced a real adverse phase in my life. I had to branch out my career. And I appeared for an interview at a school, thought of getting chosen as a pre-primary teacher, but I was taken aback when they chose me for a communication and language expert. And from there, the language games, reading drives, to a core language teacher. I was learning, discovering, and growing each day. And then came the pandemic opportunity. I was offered to present or to take storytelling sessions for little children. It started with one session in a week and went on to 3 sessions over a weekend. And I kind of started calling me a professional storyteller. Toastmasters is yet another path I tread in this endeavor to savor the flavors offered by you, and our Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
That was a wonderful speech, Toastmaster Amrita. Okay, can we have the timer for the timer report?
Yes, it is 5 minutes 54 seconds. She is qualified. Yeah.
So moving on to our theme. Now, one thing in our childhood, we used to make everybody happy. Everyone happy. Mother should be happy, father should be happy, grandparents should be happy, friends should be happy. But over the years, now we know that no, we cannot make everyone happy. But today my theme is such that I have to make all of my fellow Toastmasters happy. I have so many photographs of them. So without much telling about the theme, I would share one more photograph. Now, if we want to give this lady a name, she is someone, we can say she's WIN's Lata Mangeshkar. And we can also say, recently we got to show her Shakespeare aspect. Who is she?
Ruchira.
Arya, this is Arya.
Right. She is Arya. Next comes the lady. Oh, yesterday at night, I started writing about her. Today afternoon, I got up because it was so tiring to write about her. She is so much in a very young age. And let me show you her photo. Where is she? Yes. Let's see. Who is this lady?
She is Ruchira.
She's Ruchira.
Toastmaster Ruchira.
Okay. So, with these photographs, I want to move to the next part of the meeting, where it is called table topics. Now, when we were small, we could talk about anything, and our parents used to say, keep quiet. But over the years, we cannot talk, and that is why Toastmasters has this option of talking on your feet. Now, before we go to our table topic section, can you please tell me who is this lady? She is very good in all her roles, and she's tired of taking the accountant role.
Toastmaster Naseema.
No, Toastmaster Kalpita.
Arya. Toastmaster Kalpita, yes.
Kalpita, yes, Toastmaster Kalpita.
I told you, she's tired of taking they're taking our counter's role. Okay, over to you, Toastmaster Kalpita, for your table topic section.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Maishrita. Well, so after the reminiscence of our childhood days, we are here back with one of the most exciting, and I think everybody is enthusiastic to speak. So I will share with you the ground rules. As a table topic master, I need to share the ground rules. Well, as our timer, TM Priya has already shared, that every speaker has to speak for minimum 1 minute and maximum 2 minutes. And there is a grace period of 30 seconds on the higher side. And I will be sharing, this is at the end of the day, I'll just tell you another thing. The Toastmasters, since there are no guests, so I will be sharing with you the topics, or in a different manner, which I'll be telling you right now. Toastmasters cannot change their topics, and they have to speak on the topic that they get to see. Well, I'll show you some pictures on the screen, and I will request everyone to participate, because you'll be able to, you have to speak your mind. Seeing this picture, you'll speak your mind out, whatever comes in your mind, like after seeing this picture. Okay, I can promise you that you'll have fun and you'll have something to say on the picture. So request everyone to volunteer on the chat section so that I can pick up the speakers.
Toastmaster Nilu's raised her hand.
Okay. That's great. Toastmaster Nilu. I'll just start. Yes. The screen is visible, I suppose, to everyone.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. This is your topic, Toastmaster Nilu. Whatever comes to your mind, please speak up.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. Life is very uncertain, very unpredictable. We should not lose any moment to be happy. Today morning at 6:30, I received a call. That lady was crying. Niluji, please help your friend. I asked, you are telling me, please help my friend. To whom you are talking? She said, Babita ji. In morning, she woke up and found that her husband was not beside her. She thought he is in washroom. She went over there and she found him dead. I was surprised how it is possible. Day before yesterday, I talked to her. How it's possible? My friend Babita is very cheerful lady. She has 2 daughters and she's an awesome lady. I can't tell you how much fun we had together. And all of a sudden, her husband was in a perfect state. I don't know what happened. I think sudden heart attack or stroke. But when she went to hospital, they cleared he already expired. So my dear friends, from this evidence, I want to tell you, please don't waste a single moment to cheer. Every moment is very precious for us. We should live our life totally, and we should think this is the time, what we have to utilize properly. Don't know, nobody knows what will happen next. I had back-to-back 3 meetings today, area level. I was telecounter and I was teamed in Delhi, and again I was here. I could not go back from my roles, and every time my heart was bleeding, but I was helpless. So dear friend, don't waste your time and try to grab your moment and be happy. Over to you, Madam Tabletop Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nilu, for sharing this kind of a emotional story. It is really very shocking to hear this news, but you have picked up and you have explained the picture in your way and a very beautiful and nice way. Thank you once again. Well, who's the next participant? Fast chat. Vandana, Toastmaster Vandana, right?
Yes,
Are
I'm
you
there.
ready? Okay, thank you. This is your topic, Toastmaster Vandana. You can start speaking.
Yeah, hello everyone. I was walking alone and thinking and scared of what will happen to my mom as she is sick and she is lying in the hospital. I was worried. On the way, I met a man. It was a surprise to see him, and he was a mysterious man, I can say. When I reached him, he started telling me that he understood me, my tension, my scaredness. he told me, don't worry, your mom will be okay. Now, when you reach home, you will see that your mom is now in a very healthy condition. And that was true. When I reached home, I saw my mom laughing and smiling and talking with everyone. She was very healthy, and I was also became very happy to see her this way. I prayed and thanked to that person that I don't know how he met me on the way in that situation, in that place, and he told me my future and what will happen next. And there when I saw my mom happy, I became very happy. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vandana. Thank you so much for participating and explaining so well. Who's our next? Who will be speaking? Nasima, right? Toastmaster Nasima, are you there?
Yes, Toastmaster Kalpita, yes, I'm there.
Thank you. Just a minute, I'll just share one second. This is the picture on which Toastmaster Nasima will speak.
Thank you, Table Topic Master Kalpita, for giving such a wonderful topic. By seeing this picture, I see that whenever we are getting and trying to improve ourselves, there is something which some people behind us try to pull us down. But we should always strive hard to bring ourselves and improve ourselves, not looking at back of others. Just God will take care of them. That karma will act against them, and just focus on what you do, so that other people may talk behind you, may try to mock on you, or may try to pull you down in any way. When you climb up and look at the top, you should think that the journey is so smooth that you have not affected anyone, or if you have not pulled others down and you came up. It is like when you reach the top, you should think that don't treat them that they have done this for you once, and don't keep that in your mind. Just move on in your life, so that the karma is so strong, and don't try to reduce the weightage of their punishment given by the God. Don't curse them, or don't give bad words for them. Just leave it and move on in your life. That is the thing I remembered by seeing that picture. Thank you, and over to you, Table Topic Master Kalpita.
Wonderful, wonderful, Toastmaster Nasima. I mean, literally, I never thought that this picture, you can give this kind of an interpretation. Very well said. Who will be our next speaker? See, I mean, you can use your creativity. You can be the person, whatever situation. Well, I'm not seeing any more participants. Shall I speak up? Oh, yes. Toastmaster Dahlia. Right. Great. Let me share. This is the picture, Toastmaster Dahlia.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master. Innovation is one of those things we were and are so used to in our lives. When I go to my tuitions today, I take a car. When I was a child, I did not know that I could drive a car one day. I could go in the bus one day. I could do all sorts of things. But that innovation and this technology has somewhere down the line made us very less friendly. I remember as a child, I was one of those people. All of my friends gathering and going up to the neighbor's house because it had such a big mango tree. And I would stand on one of those and fall quite a lot of times. But now, my house does not even have a cycle. It has 2 cars, but no cycles. So much of technology, but such less childhood in all of us. It has created such a pathway for us that we want to become better, but somewhere down the line, we are moving away from our true essence. That is having fun, being ourselves, enjoying each and every moment of our lives. Be it sitting here and giving a speech or being out there with my friends riding a bicycle. Throughout the journey of life, things change from cycle to auto rickshaws to buses to cars. The travel modes change, but what should remain constant and sometimes does not remain constant is the child within us. As we have the theme for today, our childhood memories. We reminisce our past and are so happy. And I was shocked that I'm just 21 and I still feel I'm not a child anymore. And that is a feeling I never want to feel again. And that is the true beauty of Toastmaster themes. It can actually make you feel things that you did not know you were capable of feeling. So let's go back into our childhood and run one of those bicycles. Thank you, and back to the table topic master.
Amazing. Amazing, Toastmaster Dahlia. You structured your speech so well as always. Great. Well, can we move to the next participant? We have a few more. Please use your creativity, whatever you feel like. I'll pick up then. Toastmaster Arya. Oh, well, Toastmaster Amrita will come next. Toastmaster Amrita has picked up her hand, so I'll share the screen with her first. This is the topic. You speak. You can speak whatever comes to your mind.
Thoughtful of you, table topic master. With all the bulk around me, yes, I think it was synonymous and meant for me. But yes, I love those wings. And that's what I like. The wings to fly, the wings to see the infinity, the wings to achieve what you want. Yes, there will be things that will be pulling us down. Yes, there will be obstacles, hindrances, but the wings that come out, the opportunities that come across, and the flight that you take is what decides where you would go tomorrow. Our future is more on the next move that we plan, the road that we choose, the flight that we begin. And that makes all the difference tomorrow. Let us not hold ourselves back for those obstacles, hindrances. Give ourselves more space. Not this, but the infinity to fly and achieve what we want. Thank you.
Excellent. Toastmaster Amrita, thanks for sharing your thoughts. Very well. Well, next, who's going to participate? I'm not seeing any names. So shall I call Toastmaster Arya? Okay, great. This is the picture. Okay. Toastmaster Arya, you can speak.
This picture reminds me of our WIN Toastmasters Club. Our club has given the wings to so many women to become a public to become a public speaker, to become a better public speaker. And this picture is actually showing the transformations we all had after joining WIN. The way we used to stagger in our public speaking skills, and slowly we improved, we learned, we failed and we learned again, and we improved ourselves. And in the end, we were able to jump higher and got the ability to fly higher or soar higher as a better public speaker. One more important thing which WIN has taught us is when a woman is supporting another woman, how important that can be for a female. And in this picture, I find all women are moving towards the direction which is giving them emancipation. So for a girl or a woman to become emancipated, to become free, to become empowered, a woman supporting another woman is very much important. And that is what, again, WIN Toastmasters Club has given us, has taught us. So thank you, Toastmaster Kalpita, for giving me such an interesting topic and which I could relate to in a very close way. It is this picture will become one of the pictures which will be very close to my heart, and I could relate to it very much.
Wonderful. Wonderful take on the topic, Toastmaster Arya. Next, any more participants? Well, I'm not seeing anyone. Who will be, okay, Toastmaster Ruchira, that's great. I'll just share my screen.
Okay. Should I start?
Yes, please do.
All right. So the first thing that comes to mind when I see this table topic, when I see this image rather, is that poem by Robert Frost, where he said, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I chose the one less traveled by. But over here, there's a slight difference if we see the image. It's not a wood at all. And in fact, the person who's taking the decision isn't a child who's trying to make a decision on which path of life should he travel. Rather, it is a man in a suit with a hat, which brings me to somewhat more of a professional dilemma as to which career path should the person choose. And I believe that no matter at what point in time, we all at some point or the other face this kind of a dilemma where we see 2 roads stretched ahead in front of us. Maybe it's something on a personal journey. For some, it may be the choice between becoming a mother and continuing to work. For some, it may just be the option of choosing which job over another job. Either way, when we're faced with that decision, from our point of view, the 2 roads may look absolutely identical, and that is where the choice becomes really difficult. But I read this in a book one day, which said that if you take one choice and you move ahead with it, after a point, you realize that your life becomes a series of combinations of choices. And when you look back, you can't really go back to a particular time and point and try and think, maybe if I had retraced my steps or moved ahead from that point, my life would have been better. So when you're faced with a dilemma, remember that you will either have 2 of the following. Either you will learn a lesson from failure, or you will have succeeded and you'll earn a win. Either way, you'll definitely earn and learn something. One of the ways that I personally make a decision when I'm stuck at a crossroad like this is to ask myself this question. When I'm 80, what decision would I regret more? Because I've seen that often regret is one of the most powerful emotions, and that really allows us to make a particular decision. And I'd like to leave you all with this simple song that my mother taught me, that when you're worried about the future and you have 2 roads ahead, just remember, Ke Sara Sara, whatever will be, will be. Back to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Wow, that's great. That's really a great take, Toastmaster Ruchira. So well said. Now, do you have more time for more table topics?
You have time for one more. You can take one
more, right? Who will be the last one, please, fast? Somebody, Deepthi, she's available. Sangeeta.
You can ask one of our guests. We have,
Okay, guest is there?
have
Guest
Ritu and Dhwani as guests.
Okay, okay. I have not checked. Okay. Guest Ritu. Guest Ritu, are you there? Okay. Guest Dhwani. I think they are not available. Okay. Who next would like to speak? One more topic, please.
I think Dipti had switched
Yeah,
on.
I will
right.
take.
Deepthi will, right? Okay,
It's
great.
a easy one.
Easy one. Okay. Let me
Yeah.
see. Wait a little bit. I have to just check out then. It will be easy. Don't worry. You just imagine and say.
This picture only? No, this picture. Okay. Lion and the...
Can you see? Can you see?
Yeah,
Is it
I can see a person.
No, no, sorry. I just previous one. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, actually, I can see this picture, and if I will say something on it, I will say definitely there are difficulties outside, and like if we are not ready to face it, it's a great difficulty for us. And a picture showing us that person is taking a picture of a lion, which is very adventurous, I know. He can take a picture. He can take a picture. That means he is very brave. A lion, maybe he's a maybe he's reckless. So it's about all in life, what difficulties we are getting, but we need to face it very bravely, whatever the situation is, because lion is considered to be a very wildlife animal, and that there's a song or chabi kho jaye hum ek kamre mein band ho. That's a song that tells us that when we are in a outside, and if a lion comes in front of us, we need to lock us in a room. We don't want to go in front of a lion because it can eat up. So thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepthi. Well interpreted, very well said. Thank you for participating. And so I'll just hand over the podium to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Maheshwata.
Before that, Toastmaster Kalpita, our guest is back. So if you'd like to give her a chance, guest Ritu.
Yes, definitely.
You can take her as the last one and then give it back.
Sure, sure. Guest Ritu, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, great.
I'm there. Thank you.
Great. Let me share my screen.
Would you like to switch on your video, guest Ritu?
Yes, sure. I cannot start my video. I think you will have to start it for me.
Well, guest Ritu, this is your topic.
We can see you.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
Yes. This is my topic, I gather.
Yes, absolutely. You can start speaking.
What a wonderful day it would be. What a swirl and beautiful day. My little puppy went along with me by the road. And then suddenly there was a big swirl. But actually it was not a road, it was a beach. And he just ran into the water. And when he ran into the water, I ran along with him. But there was a big swirl in the water. And he seemed to be enjoying it. And he went on swirling round and round and round, but there was a can which protected him from going further deep down. I would have loved to be with him, but I was scared. But still, he was my pet loving puppy. I had to follow him in. I love him so much. I just got hold of him in the swirl so that he could not go deeper and deeper into the sea, and I got him back. Thank God. It was a very placid beach. Goa beach is not so strong. Otherwise, he would have been just taken in by the deep swirls towards the deep, deep sea. And I would have felt so lost. I thank the God today, the universe today, for having saved him. Thank you so much.
Very well said. Thank you so much, guest Ritu. You have spoken very well. Does not look as if you are the guest. Anyway, welcome to the Toastmaster.
Thank you for the encouragement.
You're welcome, most welcome. We'll look forward to see you more and more again. Okay. Shall I hand over the podium now?
Yep. Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpita.
Thank you. Toastmaster Maheshweta, the podium is yours.
I'm there. Yeah, I'm there. So before we have more fun, let us see what timer report says. Timer, can we have the report?
Okay. Here is my table topic results. All speakers are qualified, so there is no any issue. So,
okay.
Yeah, TM Nilu took 2 minutes 24 seconds. TM Vandana 1 minute 24 seconds. TM Nasima 1 minute 42 seconds. TM Dalia 2 minute. Sorry, DTM Dalia 2 minute 18 second. TM Amrita 1 minute 13 second. TM Arya 1 minute 45 second. TM Ruchira, President Ruchira 2 minutes 16 second. TM Deepti 1 minute 18 second. And the guest Ritu, TM Ritu 1 minute 14 second.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Priya. And can we now start the voting?
Yes, Toastmaster Arias. Yeah.
The voting is done.
Is the voting done?
Yes.
Okay. So let's start. We have some more photographs. So I want to start with that. Now, few months back, this lady has fixed two marriages, two very unusual marriages in a single day. Can you see?
Toastmaster Jayati.
Toastmaster Jayati.
Okay. See, my friends are all very clever, what I can see. I tried all ways to puzzle you. Now, this lady, she's a multitasker. Whenever she comes to win, she bowls us. Who is she?
Master Shruti.
Shruti.
Some more?
Shruti Srivastava.
No.
No.
Some more,
This
please.
is
Okay.
Toastmaster Nilu.
Toastmaster Shahida.
Toastmaster Shahida.
Okay, done. Now, can I say?
Yeah.
Can we hear from horse's mouth? Raise your hand, please. Can we hear it from horse's mouth? Toastmaster Nilu Sharma.
Oh, it's me.
Okay. Now, this lady, she can say table topics anytime, anywhere. She's very good at it. And often when you see her talking, you will feel that she can be a very good anchor also.
This is Shahida. This
Yeah.
is your Toastmaster Shahida.
Last one, maybe. Oh no. Okay. She is the knight of our club, but without any weapons.
Momita? Toastmaster Momita?
Toastmaster Momita. Toastmaster Momita.
She is the knight of our club.
Toastmaster
Toastmaster Reva.
Toastmaster Reva, sergeant at arms.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it correct?
Yes, Toastmaster Reva. And this Toastmaster, you cannot say her name, she will draw you.
This is Toastmaster Dipti.
Yes.
She looks the same.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody recognized me.
So before I hand over the podium to General Evaluator, I would say one thing. We must keep our childhood within us, because it is very important in this difficult situation to keep the child within you and sometimes listen to that child. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator. We'll be back.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mahashweta. And let's keep it going for the wonderful round of pictures that she showed us and in conducting the entire session in such a wonderful and interactive manner. Okay, so we'll start off very quickly with the first evaluation. We have Toastmaster Charulata, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Amrita. Ma'am, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Hello, my dear friends and my dear speaker, Toastmaster Amrita. I remembered a quote by Toba Beta, "An honest smile is an icebreaker." This was the feeling I got while listening to your speech. Was that an icebreaker speech? You were so confident, and all through the speech, you had that beautiful smile on your face. And I also liked the way you structured your speech. And as I was listening to your speech, I was imagining those scenes of an adamant, cute little LKG student. So Toastmaster Amrita, now I know how you landed in Toastmasters. It was good to know that you had fascination for languages. And now we also know that you know French, Marathi, Bengali, and Spanish. So nice to know. So now we'll be coming for a tuition to you. And I was so surprised to see the way you use the stage and the voice modulation you were using, and also the eye contact. It was really great. I never thought that it was the icebreaker speech. I actually thought that you were doing your second or third speech. Now in Toastmasters, we always learn from every speech. And to take you to the next level, I would like to share what I felt was missing in your speech. Firstly, I missed those pauses, and I felt you were rushing to finish your speech. Now also, I felt your conclusion could have been a little more clear, and if you could also convey a message from your reminiscence. Also, I felt you had an abrupt ending. And one more tip, what I would like to give you is if you could have shared some of your childhood pics or your parents' pictures, it would have been really nice. Toastmaster Amrita, you are already a very good speaker, but I would like to see you as a best speaker. And with my kind suggestions, if you consider, I know you're going to rock the stage. And I'm wishing you all the very best for your future speeches. Back to General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Charulata, for that amazing evaluation. Before evaluating the speaker, I would just like to say one small thing, Toastmaster Charulata. The summary was missing. You had some wonderful commendations, wonderful recommendations. So in the end, you could just sum up. So you had a wonderful voice modulation XYZ, but if you could work on eye contact, abrupt endings in this, you could make the speech even better. So a good summary is a wholesome takeaway for the speaker as well. But apart from that, I loved you ticked off all the recommendations in such a wonderful manner. You did a fabulous job, I would say.
Thank you.
Thank you. Coming to the speaker, Toastmaster Amrita. Firstly, congratulations on starting your Toastmaster journey. Icebreakers are always special. I still remember my first icebreaker. It was so wonderful. And I always adore people taking the first step. So congratulations for taking the first step. Again, I loved your confidence. It did not feel like this is your first speech in Toastmasters. I thought it is a second pathway, but I commend you for that, ma'am. I love the hand gestures. I would also like to commend you that there was a sprinkle of humor throughout. You tried to make us laugh even in the icebreaker. So that was really, really nice. Facial expressions were on point. And one more commendation, your screenplay was really nice. You came close to the camera when you had to make a point and you went back. So that is something that I really, really commend you. Just taking care of, as ma'am said, pauses and pace of the speech. I think the eye contact could have been better, and ending the conclusion could have been much better. Apart from that, I absolutely loved this speech. It was a picture perfect icebreaker. Congratulations, ma'am. Moving on, I would like to quickly take the evaluations from all my tag team role players. Calling first up, I would just like to know the timing of Toastmaster Priya, who was from Toastmaster Priya of the Evaluator.
Yes, Toastmaster Charulata is qualified. She took 2 minutes 49 seconds.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priya. Your role as a timer, I really enjoyed how you very detailed and wonderfully explained the role in the starting. You took your time. You made sure that each and every aspect of the timing is been understood by every person. So that was wonderfully done. I loved how you were always ready when Toastmaster Mahashweta asked you what were the timings. You were out there and very, very nicely prompt. Just one thing, ma'am, next time when you are playing the role of a timer, you could always display how you're playing, and please never panic. This is a wholesome environment. It's okay. We will wait for you for 2-3 minutes. It's completely fine. So never panic. And you did your role in a wonderful, wonderful manner. Please keep on taking up roles. Moving on to the second role player, we have the R counter for today. We have Toastmaster Nilu Sharma. May I please have your report?
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. So here I'm ready with my report. Though all speakers spoke to their heart and waving their reminiscence with glimpses of their childhood, very few crutch and filler words were there. Moving on, I'm showing Toastmaster Sangeeta used a few repetitive words. Toastmaster Ruchira was flawless. Toastmaster Mahasweta, a few times, that few times, and 2 times, so few times, few repetitive words, and few small pauses. Toastmaster Dalia, a few times, and 1 times, but few times, so few times. Toastmaster Priya, a many times, a few times, and few times, so few, twice, twice, well, few times, many repetitive words. Toastmaster Nilu, a few times and few times, repetitive word once, Toastmaster Amrita was flawless. Toastmaster Dikti a few times, because few times, so few times, and few repetitive words and one small pauses. Toastmaster Arya a couple of times and few times, few repetitive words. Toastmaster Bandana a few times and few times, few repetitive words. Toastmaster Charulata flawless. Toastmaster Nasima a few times and few times, so few times, well many times. Toastmaster Kalpita a few times, well few times, few repetitive words, and guest Ritu was flawless. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nilu, for that wonderful little detailed report where every but, so was noted down. And I'm sure that gave us an eye-opening that we have been using so many crutch words. So thank you so much for bringing that into light. Just one thing while noticing your role as an R counter, I think you're extremely energetic, and I don't have any recommendations as such. You do play your roles in a wonderful and a very clear manner. Thank you so much, ma'am. Moving on to the grammarian for today, we have Toastmaster Arya. Ma'am, may I please have a report?
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. I'll share my screen and talk about the good usages of English grammar, which we found today. The good words used were crumble, academician, linguistic, resurfaced, compelled, innovation, obstacles, hindrances, professional dilemma, and many more. And the good phrases used were soared my confidence, savor the flavors. Throughout the journey of life, things change, bulk around me, flight that you take, and series of combinations of choices. And there were many more. I only found two not so good uses, like I would be count could have been said as I would be counting, and not looking at back of others could be said as not looking back for any reason. And the word of the day was used 4 times by Toastmaster Amrita, by Toastmaster Kalpita, by Toastmaster Dalia, and Toastmaster Nilu. I'm sorry, distinguished Toastmaster Dalia. Thank you, everyone. And back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arya. That was a wonderful and very wonderfully presented report, I would say. I love the word of the day. I would like to commend you on choosing such a wonderful and relatable word that was related wonderfully to the theme of the meeting, so that everybody was somewhere or the other going to use it. So that is wonderfully done. I loved how you also inserted the good phrases used. I've not seen it quite a lot of times, but I would definitely go ahead in my club and say to do the same, because it's really wonderful. And thank you so much. You played your role in a wonderful manner. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arya. And last but not the least, we have a tag role player, which is the role of an active listener played by Toastmaster Vandana. Ma'am, can you please come up on the stage? Toastmaster Vandana, are you here with us? Yeah.
Yes, just a minute. Okay, as a listening master, I would ask some questions. Actually, who said that those lines? First, oh, just a minute. First, don't panic. Who said this line?
Dahlia. Distinguished Toastmaster Dahlia. PPM Dahlia.
No, actually, she also told this. Priyanka. And the next question is, I used to bury the specs. Who said this? Mahashweta. Talk in English. Who said this in our meeting?
Toastmaster Amrita.
No. Dahlia said, when she joined this WIN club, you told, na? Someone said that Dahlia, she only said this in our club.
Oh, okay.
In my childhood, only playing.
Toastmaster Ruchira?
Yes. And Emerald Beauty.
Toastmaster Mahashweta.
Yes, yes. Who told the story of Babita?
Toastmaster Nilu.
Yes, very true. Who said pull you down?
Toastmaster Nasima.
Who is the Lata Mangeshkar of our club?
Arya. As being humble.
Such a big mango tree. Who used this line in her speech?
Toastmaster Dalia.
No.
Toastmaster Dalia.
No. I think Amrita, she said, no?
No, Dalia. Toastmaster.
I said it in the table topics.
So that brings another reminiscence of my childhood.
Dalia, you already said this. Obstacles and hindrances and flight you take.
Toastmaster Amrita.
Give wings to the ladies of WIN Toastmasters.
Toastmaster
Arya.
That's all, I think. That's all for today. Thank you, all of you. Over to you, General Evaluator Dalia.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vandana. The role of an active listener always brings about some sort of an energy into the club. Everybody wants to be the best listener, and it always brings about a very positive energy. Talking about your role, you played your role wonderfully. I am sure that you were taken aback when you were told to introduce your role. So sorry for that. I did not know that active listeners were not supposed to be introduced. Sorry for that once again. Coming to the report, ma'am, there was just some disturbance from your end. So that is why I couldn't listen to all the questions properly. And it would always be suggestive if you could declare a winner according to you who took the most guesses, so that we are always, hooked that I want to be the most active listener or that. But apart from that, I really love this role, and thank you so much. You played your role in a wonderful, wonderful manner. Thank you so much.
All the listeners, they can say, the members, they notice who replied the most. Can you all tell? Nilu or Ruchira?
I guess Amrita ji.
I believe it was Toastmaster Dalia. Apparently, that was a suggestion you gave. The very reason.
Okay, the winner is Amrita.
Dalia.
No, it's our general evaluator, Dalia Thakkar. She gave us the maximum, I guess, only 2 last.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vandana. I would first evaluate all the table topic speakers, and then we'll move on to the general evaluation of the entire session as a whole. Starting off with the first table topic speaker, we had Toastmaster Nilu Sharma, who had a wonderful picture with a girl flying with a balloon. So I love the message behind it. You had a core message which was very, very well structured. The entire speech had wonderful structure, and the message was shining throughout the speech, not only towards the end, but throughout. You mentioned that we should live every single day. So that was really wonderful in the starting. You revisited it in the ending as well. So that was really wonderfully done. The personal story was bang on. Emotions were flowing throughout. So firstly, I would like to commend you for sharing such a personal story with all of us, because I know WIN has become such a close-knit club that you share such wonderful stories. So congratulations, and I commend you for doing that. Just one thing, ma'am, you could have used a few hand gestures here and there. I know it was an emotional story, but just saying it on the basis of the speech, I would have expected a few hand gestures. But apart from that, I love the core message, personal story, and voice modulation. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Moving on, we have Toastmaster Vandana. We had the girl in the tunnel. And I love how she started off with this speech. Started off with a personal story that I was going and it was dark in slumber, right on to the topic. That is something that is commendable. You start on right, and that is what thinking on your feet means. Starting as soon as your time begins. I loved how she beautifully connected it with the picture, and there was a good ending which was given. Just one commendation: you could have used voice modulation. There were so many highs and lows in your speech. You met that man and you were scared, and then you finally rejoiced when you saw your mother was happy. So I think that feeling could have been elated with your voice modulation. Apart from that, I really love the entire speech. Thank you so much, and keep coming to the table topics. Next, we have the third speaker. We had Toastmaster Nisima, the monkey snatching the flower. So firstly, is she there? Toastmaster Nisima? She's not here, so I would like to give her feedback towards the end. Yeah, she's not. Okay, so I would like to give her feedback in the offline medium where I could call her and give her the feedback. Moving on, we had the fourth speaker, which was distinguished Toastmaster Dahlia. I fumbled once, so I could have definitely avoided that. I could have had a better starting point and a decent conclusion. So a few things missing that I need to work on. Next, we have the speaker fifth. We had Toastmaster Amrita. We had the elephant with the wings. So, ma'am, firstly, I would like to commend you how beautifully you connected the wings with the word infinity and how you described the entire essence of the hurdles and obstacles that come across our way. So that was something that was really thoughtful and very, very well connected to the picture as well. I really love that you again instilled some humor in your speech. There was wonderful voice modulation and the message was shining throughout your speech. Just one point of recommendation, I think you could have spoken a little more. I think it was only the yellow card. So you could have just elongated a little bit more on the conclusion so that we had a wonderful takeaway, a message to get ourselves at our home. So I think that could have been done. And one more point of recommendation, I think you could have drawn a wonderful contrast. The heaviest mammal on the earth, which is the elephant, having wings, which is something made for the lighter mammals. So I think the contrast there would have been something that would have brought about a really, really new take into the story. But after that, wonderful, wonderful speech. Next, we had the sixth speaker. We had Toastmaster Arya, and I have never seen somebody who's felt so strongly for their home clubs, and I commend you for that. The moment you saw the picture, the only thing that you could think about is WIN Toastmasters Club. And yes, I loved your starting. There was an amazing connection of the picture with how you described it wonderfully. You had a very easygoing, comfortable, and a confident voice that I really, really commend. Just one thing, you could have inserted towards the end a quote, something about WIN Toastmasters Club or something that you connect with, because you have become quite a seasoned Toastmasters, and to just elate table topics, you would use a quote. So that would have brought about the entire thing together. But apart from that, wonderful, wonderful speech. Next, we have the seventh speaker. We had Toastmaster Ruchira. And I think, again, you had wonderfully connected with the picture. You first described Robert Frost, and then the contrast that it had. It was not a child, it was not a less distant and a more distant shore, but it was a man probably fishing about which career path or professional life to go ahead with. So I think you described it really, really wonderfully. You had a wonderful and a very, very strong conclusion. You inserted a quote as well. And just one point of recommendation, I think the voice modulation. I think there was this one quote by your mother, or one phrase that you had, if I had not taken it, and the part about regrets. So if that could have been said in a lesser tone, that would have had much more effect. But apart from that, it is always a pleasure hearing from you, and I definitely look up to you when I go ahead with the table topics, because you present a wonderful example of how a table topic should be. So thank you so much for coming up and taking this role. Moving on, we had the eighth speaker. We had Toastmaster Deepti. Lion and the man in the camps. Firstly, ma'am, congratulations on coming up to the stage and actually taking up the speech, because it's always frightening, a little frightening when we have table topics. So I think your smile was something that I really, really enjoyed. You were smiling throughout, you're laughing, and you really took it in a very easygoing and a nice manner. Just one recommendation, you need to practice more. That is all. Come up to the stage, take up more roles, and that is the only thing that is gonna make it even better. Last but not the least, we have guest Ritu. You narrated the story in a wonderful, wonderful manner. You saw the picture and you started narrating about your pets and how it ran off, and you had to go behind him. So that is something that is really, really wonderfully narrated. The only recommendation, keep coming to WIN Toastmasters Club because it's going to make you one of the best speakers. So keep coming and keep taking up roles. That was all from my side from the table topic session. Moving on to the entire session of WIN Toastmasters Club as a whole. We started right on time, 6:30 dot. Toastmaster Sangeeta, who's the SAR for today, the stand-in SAR for today, she started off. That was really commendable. She was clear, crisp, concise, wonderful hand gestures, really commendable. The only few recommendations I have is that the first person who comes up, who opens the meeting, if you bring about an energy, let's keep a big round of applause for the 31st meeting of WIN Toastmasters Club. Clapping, having that sort of an energy, I think that would have just energized the entire meeting altogether. But apart from that, you played your role wonderfully. All the 3 roles were wonderfully said, and yeah, did a role in a wonderful manner. Moving on to the president, we have Toastmaster Ruchira. I commend your energy, your enthusiasm, and the story that you shared. I have not attended WIN Toastmasters Club for quite a lot of time, but when I listen to you and when I come to this club, I can actually feel the energy of the women around and being so supportive and everybody coming on together to help one another. So I think you reflect that in your speeches and the presidential address that you give. So that is really, really wonderful. So I really loved all of that. Just 1, 2 recommendations. Me being the president, I've just learned these things when people say it to me over and over again. Firstly, you need to officially start the meeting. I declare the meeting open, or I declare the 31st WIN Toastmasters Club open. So that is something that we need to do. And secondly, you can either share a picture of a gavel being banged, or just say that the gavel has been banged. So something that of that sort could be done to just continue the traditions of Toastmasters. Apart from that, you did a wonderful, wonderful job. Next, we have Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Mahashweta. Oh, Toastmaster Mahashweta, it's always a pleasure hearing you. I have seen you as a guest, and now you're playing the role of a Toastmaster of the Day. I couldn't be more overjoyed and elated to see you play the role in such a wonderful manner. You carried the entire session, and I think everyone enjoyed, because somewhere down the lane, everyone was a part of it. Everyone was like, oh, this is my picture is going to come up next. So I think there was an energy, enthusiasm throughout the meeting. Everyone was really overjoyed. I think the stories were very interactive. Your questions to the speakers, to all the people, were very, very interactive about how your childhood was. One thing, it was really equally divided. So you had a wonderful set of pictures which you had stored for before the table topics, before the speeches, after the evaluation. So I think that was really wonderfully distributed. Just one thing, a few recommendations I'd like to say. I think there were some technical issues. So if you could practice that before the starting of the meeting, that would really smoothen the entire process of the transition from one stage to another. Secondly, you forgot to explain the 3 roles of 3 segments of Toastmasters. So it is the role of a Toastmaster of the Day that you explain the role, that explain the section. First, we have the prepared speech section, then the table topic session, and then the evaluation section. That gives a very clear idea. And since we have a few guests, it would have been much more clear. One more point of recommendation, ma'am. Whenever you introduce a speaker, it should be speaker, speech title, speaker. So if it were Toastmaster Ruchira, her title would be A Day in My Life. A Day in My Life, Toastmaster Ruchira. So this is how a speaker needs to be introduced. But apart from that, I really love the energy, enthusiasm, the interactiveness that you brought in the entire session as a whole. And kudos to you. Keep on coming and keep on taking the roles. And I cannot believe that you took up the role for the first time. So congratulations on taking the role and doing it in such a wonderful manner. Congratulations. A big round of applause for you, ma'am. Last but not the least, we had the table topic master. So the table topic master, do we have? Yeah, we have Toastmaster Kalpita. Ma'am, I think your topics were really innovative. Everybody had some or the other relation to it. So it was very, very hands-on innovative. It was, I think the motivational talk that you give between the speeches is something that lifts up the entire mood. After my speech, you gave such a lifting note. After every speech, so there was an even distribution. So I would really commend you for that. One more thing that I really, really like that she kept on typing in the text box that please use the word of the day if necessary, if required. So that was really sweet and really, really nice. So it was magnificent how you carried on the entire thing. So congratulations. Just one small recommendation. Firstly, you could pick up the non-role players. So if you could pick Toastmaster Deepthi first, and if you could have seen that if none of the role players are interested, or if none of the non-role players are interested, then you could have brought in Toastmasters who are playing the roles, because it becomes repetitive and not everybody gets a chance. So I think you could bring about people on your own if they want to come. I think that is all from my end. I hope that I've not missed anything. That is it from my side. Thank you so much. It is always a pleasure coming to WIN Toastmasters Club. And I'm so sorry if I overshot the time a little. I'm so sorry. Back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Okay. What is this life? It's full of care. We have no time to stand and stare. This is said by William Henry Davis. Yes, the life we have, we don't have time to stand and stare and bring back the child within us. So please take care of the child within you. Leave a little more with the child within you. Break the rules sometimes and have fun. For if you are happy, all the people who are with you, they will be happy. If you have the child within you, you will never feel that you are getting old. So to end the session, to end my topic, I would say, keep the child alive within you, for that will make you happy. Over to you, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Mahashweta. Let's keep a round of applause going for our wonderful Toastmaster of the Day, who's kept the energy high throughout the entire session as well. Now, as always, I'll ask our secretary, Toastmaster Arya, to please put up the voting for the remaining role plays. And while she does that, let me take a little bit of feedback from our guest who's present here today. So guest Ritu, you're a past Toastmaster, and it's wonderful to have you with us at WIN Toastmasters. So can you tell me about your what was your experience like being a part of WIN Toastmasters today and your first online Toastmasters club?
It has been a wonderful experience. Honestly, I don't have proper words to express myself, but it has made me reminisce my past, which I had joined for a year in 2008. It's wonderful, you know, the same thing, the counting of the A's and the ums, the crutch word which you use, and it just reminds me, I'm feeling so nostalgic about Delhi now. I had joined it in Delhi actually. So it's a very good feeling that, you know, I'm able to speak something at least, and I would like to become better, of course. Like, you are all an inspiration, a very big inspiration. I've forgotten how to talk so well, honestly. The kind of vocabulary you've used, I'm sure I'll upgrade myself. I need to upgrade myself. Thank you so much for welcoming me on this platform. I always found this platform very encouraging and very positive. There's so much of energy in this platform of ours. Excellent.
Thank you so much for the wonderful feedback, guest Ritu, and I hope that we'll call you Toastmaster Ritu again very soon. We'll be in touch this week as well. I'm so glad you joined us today. And yes, the energy and the connection at WIN Toastmasters does leap off even through a Zoom screen. So I'm so glad you were able to witness that today.
I absolutely agree. It's
Yes.
vibrating with energy.
I'd also like to request our GE, our DTM Dahlia, who was one of the sponsors of this club. So what does it feel like, coming from right from the inception to today? How is it feeling? Just an unofficial non-GE kind of feedback.
I think when you were trying to start the club, Toastmaster Nilu, Toastmaster Ruchira, you would have seen it took quite a lot of time. I did not expect that it would take such a long time. But now when I see this club, I beam with pride because every person is putting in so much of an effort and I absolutely love being here. I do not know why I'm not here more often, but I absolutely loved it today, honestly.
I've actually got some requests from in personal chats to bring you more often as a general evaluator. So maybe that will be coming true very soon as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right. So let me just check with our secretary. Okay, she's typing the results to me. So in the meantime, what I'd like to do is make a quick announcement. So this is quite important and I will be sharing the dates on our group as well. So the first contest cycle and season for WIN Toastmasters Club is coming up in the month of October and in November. So we have the table topics contest for WIN Toastmasters Club on 31st of October, normal win time only, that is from 6:30 p.m. And 14th of November, we'll have the evaluation contest. So my request to each of you would be to come to every session in the next few weeks and attend as many other sessions as you can. Practice giving table topics, take up evaluations if you haven't already, practice giving them and get ready for the contest. Now, because this is the first time that WIN Toastmasters is going to have contests at all, what we've planned to do from the EC side is on 24th of October this month, we'll hold a mock table topic contest. So we'll have a full contest kind of feeling and you'll get an understanding of what happens, what to expect, and how the flow goes as well. And all three dates I have mentioned, the meeting time will be same as WIN so that no one has any inconvenience. Still from 6:30, maybe it will last till 8:30 p.m. as well. So I'll share the message on our WIN Toastmasters group. And that was one important announcement that I needed to make. Let me just check if I've got the results from Toastmaster Arya. Yes, we do. All right. So please unmute yourselves and give a warm round of applause to our winners for today evening. Our best role player, our best speaker for today evening goes to Toastmaster Amrita. Our best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Charulata. The best table topic speaker goes to our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Dahlia. The best role player category 1 goes back to our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Dahlia. The best role player for category 2 goes to our grammarian, Toastmaster Arya. And our most improved speaker for today goes to Toastmaster Mahashweta. Well done and congratulations to all the winners of our role plays. And with that, we come to the official end of the session. As always, I'll stop the recording right now and